All right, what's going on, guys? My name is Phil Daru, strength and conditioning coach, performance specialist for some of the best fighters in the world. And today, I'm gonna be tackling the legendary GSP, George St. Pierre's training routine. Let's get into it.
George St. Pierre, GSP, UFC multiple-time welterweight champion, one-time middleweight champion after he came back from retirement. One of the most known athletes in the game, one of the most versatile mixed martial artists. He embodied the martial arts lifestyle. He embodied a true professional. So today, as the true professional he is, wanted to go over the way he trained to be one of the best in the world. Let's get after it.
All right, guys, so before we get into the workout, let's go over exactly what GSP did on a daily basis for preparing for the work inside of his skills training and for fights itself. Now, GSP was very versatile in his approach to physical preparation. We're talking about, he's done everything from aquatics to gymnastics to dance and even into Olympic weightlifting, which we're gonna do some of that today. The thing that I would say mostly about GSP was that he was versatile and he was very well-rounded. He was probably the most well-rounded fighter in the UFC, bar none. He could take the fight in anywhere, anytime, wherever it needed to be successful, right? So the way he trained was a direct reflection of that. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go over mobility, movement drills that he would have did getting closer to fights. Now, I had the privilege to talk to one of his strength and conditioning coaches, Jonathan Chamberg, and he told me the same thing. Basically, George was able to adapt and want to put in anything that was going to help him evolve as an athlete that was gonna transfer over into the cage. So we are gonna do some movement drills. Then we're gonna go into our plyometrics. He did a ton of plyometric drills, a lot of jumping patterns to not only be explosive, but to also be able to hit the ground and redirect force when it comes down to takedowns and takedown defense and also striking. You're gonna need that. So we're gonna do some plyometric drills and then we're gonna move on to speed strength or Olympic lifting. He did a ton of Olympic lifting variations. He even went to an Olympic lifting center and looked at how they actually did it from a sport-specific standpoint. So he acquired coaches in that field to get him better. That was the biggest thing with GSP that I would say, is that when he wanted to get good at something, he found the specialist to do so. And then we're gonna move on to circuit. Now, his circuit, we got this one from Rush Fit, and even though this may not have been something that he did to get ready for fights, maybe he did or he didn't, I knew that he implemented a lot of these exercises inside of his repertoire. So he had this into his routine throughout his entire career. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 2 different circuits. We're gonna do 3 rounds on each circuit, right? The first circuit is gonna be 3 total exercises followed by 45-second rest. And then we're gonna do 2 exercises followed by 45-second rest back to back. So you're gonna do 1 exercise, the other exercise, the last exercise, rest 45 seconds, do 3 rounds of that. Then we're gonna move on to circuit 2 and do exercise 1, exercise 2, rest for 45 seconds, repeat that 3 times through, all right? Now, all of this can be done, I would say somewhere around 2 to maybe 3 times per week if you're looking to enhance your capabilities in the ring, on the mats, in the cage, or you just wanna train like GSP. So let's get into it. All right, so for your entertainment value, I'm gonna go ahead and do some cartwheels because, let's face it, GSP did a lot of gymnastic style movements. This isn't a gymnastics gym and I don't have a gymnastics coach, but I'm gonna do my best, all right? So here we go. Here's my big ass trying to do a cartwheel. Front roll now, front roll. So coming down, shoulder, roll it through. All right, so now that we increased tissue temperature, we started moving through different planes of motion. Let's start putting into some power. All right, so now we're gonna move on to our plyometric drills. 3, 2, 1, up. Now notice, I'm going from that static to dynamic, so I'm exploding out of this hinge position onto the box. No other counter movement, it's all from the hips, from static, again, to dynamic.
All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and do a counter movement jump. So we're gonna use the stretch reflex. I'm gonna come down fast, right? Shoot my arms back, and drive up, jump up to the box. Let's do it. Now remember, with the counter movement, the goal is to go down fast. The faster down, the faster up, right? Think about a basketball. If I throw a basketball down fast, it's gonna pop up high. If I just drop it slow, it's not gonna bounce up as high. So we wanna use that stretch reflex. We wanna use that momentum and get us up on that box. All right, guys, so we're gonna do the last plyometric drill, which is gonna be bounding broad jumps. Now, GSP did this a lot. This has great transfer over to takedowns and chain wrestling too as well. So again, we wanna hit the ground, redirect force fast. We're gonna do this in a horizontal force displacement. So we're moving forward, basically. You're gonna jump on 2 feet, land on 2 feet, redirect force, and then keep going. Make sure that you lead with the hips and that your legs follow. Here we go. The med ball here, and we're gonna work for triple extension. That means extension of the ankles, knees, and hips. Get that ball up as high as possible, and don't let that thing hit you in the fucking head when it comes down. Here we go. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the Olympic lifting portion of what GSP would do. Did a lot of snatches, a lot of clean and jerks, a lot of cleans, hang cleans, things like that. So we're gonna go ahead and start in that hang position, right in the mid-thigh. And then from there, you're gonna give me 2 hang pulls. So we're gonna get that triple extension. We're gonna pull with our elbows going up as high as we can, getting that bar up as high as we can. Then on the last rep, the 3rd rep, you're gonna dip underneath it, get the elbows underneath, and clean it through. You're gonna do your 4 reps for 5 sets, add a little bit of load on there, and then do 2 sets of 1 repetition. Obviously, it's gonna be a little bit heavier, and it's gonna allow you to produce more force. All right, let's do it. You're gonna drive the bar up, and then we're gonna go ahead and drop our butt down and get underneath the bar, okay? So it's all about timing and that triple extension. With that high pull, you still wanna pull high, but you also wanna be able to duck down and get underneath the bar as fast as possible. So we added a little bit more load. Now we're gonna go for our single, so 1 rep. Here we go. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the circuit. So we're gonna do 2 different styles of circuits. We're gonna do 3 rounds total, and we're gonna do it with 30-pound dumbbells, all right? So 2 30-pound dumbbells, each hand. First one, we got a squat to press, then right into a dumbbell bent over row, wide row. So we're gonna go elbows out, and then we're gonna go ahead walking lunges, right? So I'll go over the sets and reps afterwards. Let's do it. All right, next round of circuit, we're gonna go ahead and do single leg push-ups here with the exercise ball. I'm gonna go ahead and place one leg on the ball, one leg is off. So there's a stability factor there too as well. Some anti-rotation too. So push-ups, 10 reps each leg. And then I'm gonna grab 45-pound dumbbells, single arm dumbbell row, all right? Alternating each side, 10 reps each for 3 sets total, 45-second rest in between. Let's do it. So while you're resting for the 45 seconds, make sure that you're catching your breath. Not doing what I'm doing, talking to you. All right, try to breathe slowly and deeply. The best thing to do, try to breathe through your nose, right? Put the tongue on the roof of your mouth. And then a very calm exhale. Very calm exhale is gonna bring down the heart rate. So make sure you're focusing on your breathing throughout not only the training and when you're doing it, but especially on the rest. You get me? How you feeling? It's pretty good. Like we were talking about with Alan on Wednesday. You know, this is good for like 2 places. One, to like jumpstart their general fitness off camp or getting into a pre-camp. And then right before a fight, where like they're trying to blow out their lungs, you're trying to like deplete glycogen for the weight cut. And it's good for lactate buffering capacity, improving lactic capacity. So those are the 2 times I would put it really into, you know, your workout. Unless you have a fight or you're not a fighter, you can do this in like every 4 to 6 weeks. Do like a 2 to 3 week wave of this thing, whether it be 3 circuits or 2 circuits or just 1 circuit, and then you just progress it based upon, you know, your abilities, your level. Okay, so there you guys have it. GSP style workout. My takeaways from it. Now, if you guys have been following me before, you can see the similarities here because it works, right? You did a little bit of plyometrics. Obviously, you did some speed strength work where you're working through high velocities with some weight on the bar. And then you're gonna do some type of circuit training where it's gonna improve your lactate buffering capacity, a little bit of hypertrophy if you do it in a certain range of intensities, so on and so forth. So overall, I can't say nothing bad about any of this, right? GSP, George St. Pierre, all of his strength coaches, all of his skills coaches, were the best and are the best in the world, in my personal opinion. So I will give you my props on that. He's still doing it, even at his age. He could probably take another fight if he wanted to. So hats off to him and hats off to all of his coaches. Again, so if you like this style of video, let me know. Hit the comments down below if you want me to do more. And if you do want me to do more, give me some names. Jot them down, write them down, hit the comment, hit the like button if you like this style video. All right, and also if you want to train any of my programs personally, go ahead, click the link down in the description to find out all the details for one of my online programs that you can do today. See you guys next time. Peace. Bye.